It's Tuesday, January 24th. I'm Donald Bell. You're experiencing the Crave podcast, and I'm here with...
the, Eric Franklin.
Sure.
Oh, God. Is he going to take all day with this introduction, too? That's the look that was on your face. Is like, oh, man,
well,
you got to
indulge
indulge this dude.
Yeah, you were definitely you were soaking in that introduction.
Wait. Speaking of taking a long time, what time is it now? What time is it?
Oh, you know what? Some of us have other things to do.
Yeah,
you know, this is an important podcast, but
yes, you can just sit in the podcast studio all day long.
There was definitely some Facebooking that needed to happen before this podcast started.
We're also joined by Bonnie Chalk.
Oh,
Bonnie
yeah,
Chalk.
Yes.
Thanks.
Hi.
Thank you for joining us again.
You're welcome.
We never want to take you for granted. Ever.
Okay.
All right?
Although we
you
do.
make this podcast.
We don't want to.
No.
We don't want to.
But we're about
I've lost.
to.
What are we?
We're
We
about
don't
to.
want to.
We
Right
don't want
now.
to take you
Oh,
for
did
granted.
we forgot?
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
We don't want you here. What? I didn't say that.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Oh, if she's leaving, I'm leaving, Eric. And then you're just going to be back
And
in this
then it's
podcast
back-
studio
yeah.
by
I'm gonna
yourself.
It's
Just
gonna
like
be-
you started.
Yeah.
I hope they come back.
I probably won't leave this. You'll see me with like a giant beard to be like, day 26. Donald Bell still hasn't come back. I keep expecting him to
pretty
walk in the door at any
sure.
point.
Gonna be
You'll
any
be talking
second
to
now.
the sound effect machine like it's me. Oh, Donald.
like
Stevens,
Wilson.
Stevens,
that
like,
was funny.
handcuffed to the table, is like, please just let me go and see my family in
No.
weeks. It's like, no, shut up.
Donald's coming back.
Well, if you extend it out long enough, it will become its own thing. It'll get some momentum going. And
Yeah.
people will just tune in. It'll be like, you know, just watching you die, basically, on TV.
That is the happiest.
Yeah.
Watch a
podcast
man
ever.
die on live internet TV. All right, that's my legacy. That's fine.
Oh, that's great.
On that note,
Dark.
who
Dark.
wants to see the world's biggest original Nintendo controller?
I do.
I said original Nintendo. I should just say NES. People know what
Yeah.
I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I don't have to dumb it down.
Yeah, don't dumb it down. Just
All
say
right.
yes.
The world's largest functioning reproduction of an NES joypad, scaled up 30 times in each dimension, is being shown off at London's Liverpool Street Station. Was made by engineering student Ben Allen
This guy's
and
awesome.
some collaborators from Delft University.
So, wait a minute. So you need two people to
You
play.
need two people to play.
At least two people.
I crave it. You know, genuinely, it passed my crave test. I would
did.
want one of these.
Yeah.
I'd want to rent one of these for a party, maybe. You know,
That would be
would be
a great
fun.
party.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be awesome. If Silver
Or one of those
Spoons
phones.
was made like 2 years later, they'd probably have
They
this.
probably would.
I would
Like you
also.
showed
It
or
would be
whatever.
like a furry themed party where we all come dressed as our favorite, like Mario
Wait,
furries.
wait, why are you throwing that in there?
I know.
Because
That's
if you're gonna go all
for your
out, you
own
get
time,
like the 30
Donald.
times.
Not so much.
Just gotta throw that out there.
You know what?
You guys,
I'm not saying.
Anyone?
I'm not saying it's not an explicitly sexual furry party. I'm just saying that would really
Pretty
make it. Right?
slide.
Right, not an explicitly sexual furry party, just a party where you leave your keys in a bowl at the door.
And
You know, it's
And you let your animal nature take its course. That's all.
Just gonna drop that out there.
I'm just gonna see what the reaction is.
You know.
No.
Nobody else.
Furry.
I mean, Mario with the tail is still counts. I think.
That's pretty furry.
Yeah.
That's pretty
And the little
explicitly.
ears.
Yeah, that's. I could just see. Yeah, that's. I can see that getting bad really quickly.
This guy knows what I'm talking about.
Yeah, he knows
Right
about
here.
furries.
He's a little furry.
Yeah, he's a lot furry.
But God bless him for making this thing. Now, that said, I do hope that, you know, the world's engineering students have bigger projects to tackle beyond this. Not just in scale, but I don't know how much the world needed this.
No.
Is that okay to admit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, like most things on Crave, there's not that much of a need. You crave it, you don't necessarily need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Yeah.
You just made me really sad about what I do as a job.
I know. I was like,
You know, I'm like,
so
you
you
know
don't
what?
like anything on
God,
Crave,
you're
huh?
right. No
I
one needs
love it
any of this
all.
stuff. Why are we promoting it?
Like,
Yeah.
just
Why aren't we all
yeah.
just trying
Look,
to tackle bigger
The thing
problems?
is, no matter what you do in your life, in 100 years, no one's going to care. No one's going to care. I don't care what you do.
Well,
No one's going to care.
You could be Dr. Evil and just, calculate exactly how to bring about the end of the world, and in which case people 100 years from now aren't even going to be alive. That's a worthy goal, right?
Sure. If
it's something you're going to make a difference.
If that's going
to going to blow up the planet with a giant laser.
I don't think that you could actually accomplish that. But even if you did, everyone's dead. No one cares.
You could superheat it with a laser, right?
You probably could.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no. Yeah, you could be like the Elseworlds Batman, who wants to just destroy the world because there's no point in living.
Right.
Or Owlman.
And he probably came to that conclusion after reading the Crave blog.
I'm sure he
probably,
did.
He's like, you know what?
This is the best humanity can do.
Let's just end it.
This is it. Let's destroy it. All right, let's do it.
Good times, guys.
All right. Well, we will be survived, though, by a fleshless robot baby.
So happy about this.
Animatronic creation.
Please tell me this thing moves.
It moves. We should definitely cut to the video.
Oh my God.
This is your next nightmare, which should be like a sublog.
Oh my God. It's happening right now.
It's writhing around.
What?
Why is it writhing around?
Because it's meant to be a very realistically kind of articulated animatronic baby. It was used in a apparently it was used in a soap opera because they didn't want to actually. They didn't want to subject a real baby.
Oh my God!
There's no flesh.
There's a robot baby and coming out of this woman. Oh God! And then credits. Was that the end of the episode
Right.
for the One Life to Live season finale? That'd have been awesome.
That would have been pretty great.
Yeah.
So, I mean, things like this need to be created so that actual stunt babies, which don't exist, no baby wants to be a stunt baby. They're a baby, right?
I don't think babies want to be much of anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right.
So things like this need to exist. To keep an actual baby out of harm's way or from having to be on a stage for, hours on end.
Sure.
So this is a good thing. It will haunt you. You probably already wish you could have unseen that.
Yeah. You can't.
But here's the other secret to making a creepy robot. They exist everywhere. Like place I used to work, there was like a dancing Santa robot that you could have just got at like Walgreens for $5. If you start peeling the clothes and skin off of that thing, or the doll head, it looks like that.
Yeah.
It looks really scary.
Yeah.
You could make a terrifying nightmare bot for like $10.
Yeah, it's kind of like the Futurama Santa Claus, the killer Santa Claus robot guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty. It kind of reminds me of Emily Dreyfus doing in her own anger juices. That's what that reminds me of. This is her like, I'm so angry I am. So that's what she sounds like.
Wow. This is
Sorry, Emily.
This can't end well.
We're going way low today. Dark and deep.
In addition to robot babies, we will also be survived by the trees, right? The trees will speak for us.
They will make beautiful music for us.
Thanks to a wood-playing turntable. This is an art project by... Actually, I don't know who it's by. It's by a genius.
Is that his art name?
Yes. It's using a tone arm on a standard turntable with a slice of wood rotating around it, and there's a little light and a camera on the tone arm that is looking at the particular color and grain of the wood, and then running that through software and creating kind of a threshold of pitch and tones and little bursts of piano plotting sadness.
Is that a
makes you
bloodstain
realize how horrible you are as a human being to have cut this tree down, and the lonely years this tree spent in the wilderness to grow these rings.
I'm feeling that for this music.
I know.
For sure.
It's pretty heavy.
It's pretty, intense there.
Trees don't make happy music, do they?
No.
I mean, you've been chopped down.
I would think after we're all dead and gone,
sad.
the trees would be pretty happy.
Yeah, they would.
You know?
Finally.
How long do trees live about before they? I mean, how long would they live usually? What's the lifespan on trees? What's the going rate?
Forever.
They just live forever.
You're digging in some Jeopardy knowledge that I don't have access to. I'm sure
I'm
it's
just
a Google
saying,
search away, but
the longer you live, it seems like the sadder your life is. I think that's what we're getting from this.
Yeah.
So our continued search for immortality as human beings.
We're going real dark, huh?
I think.
Yeah, what's happening? I am gonna.
Well, listen to this music.
So
I mean, I can't. It's
depressed.
kind of. I can't really help it with this.
Well, here's the good thing: is that the music is really generated by the software, right?
Yeah,
you
it's
could
not
plug
the-
in Herb Alpert and the Tijuana Brass and play this through. I mean, that the artist decided to make this all filtered through a minor keyed, piano.
Sure.
Yeah.
He could have chosen to have it all be Fuvuzela that's coming out of this tree trunk, right?
I want people to feel something.
But if you're gonna make art,
I don't know if he's
if
British.
you're gonna sell a serious piece of art, you have to make it play some plotting
Right.
John Cage, music.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it. If he had it playing kazoo sounds, no one would invest
Like the
in
Benny
it.
Hill,
No one would
like-
take him seriously.
Yakety sax.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Can we re-edit that with
I
yakety
know.
sax instead?
Yes. There now needs to be like an ent that comes out to tell us that was not what they intended to sound like at all.
Right.
And that they really sound like yakety sax. Play through a Fufuzela.
Wow, images of people running really fast.
Yeah, like
And
around
run
the
in the background around the tree. Older men chasing half-naked women.
Women.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great if we could get that.
What?
Is this yakety sax?
No, but this is Star Wars.
That's
And
That
well, that's
works,
sadder.
too.
That's sadder that I could identify the four opening
Yeah,
notes
that
of the
was
Star Wars
pretty-
theme song.
that's pretty impressive, man.
All right, so that leads us to our next story, which is the Star Wars Uncut project.
Yes.
A crowdsourced version of the original version of Star Wars,
Yes.
filmed 15 seconds at a time.
Incredible.
It's
I
pretty
haven't
awesome.
even watched the whole
Incredibly
thing.
difficult to
haven't either.
watch. Incredibly difficult to watch.
I actually like
I liked it
how
too.
every 15 seconds something new
New
is
is coming
coming.
up.
It's,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be a different interpretation of that scene, and how precise it is too. Like one scene will start with one actor saying it, and it'll end with like a Lego figure
Right.
saying it or something like that.
I definitely laughed more at this version than
Yeah,
the original.
that's for
I
sure.
was just giggling.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty cool. I liked it.
I can't get it to play.
Oh, no?
Wait.
Bad.
Hang on, it's taking a second.
Um,
Here it comes.
Okay.
You can see if you can cut in a little bit further. Because even the original version of Star Wars doesn't,
Well, there's a
warm
whole
up for a little bit.
that scroll.
See, now, I encounter a lot of pain when I see this, as much joy as there is.
I don't understand. I don't look at this. Oh my God, the barbecue.
Oh, come on, that's a cop out.
Yeah, that's
R2D2, it is you! It is you!
So this goes on for 2 hours and
hours.
3 minutes.
yeah. I skipped around a lot.
Yeah, I don't know if I could watch the full
but yeah,
thing,
like just
but
watching like that.
it was
But it's pretty entertaining.
yeah.
Other than that, and pretty amazing
Yeah.
accomplishment. I feel
Absolutely.
like
And they started, in 2009?
2009 was when they
Yeah.
they put the word out.
I like this part.
This one.
Figures. And then it just goes and it's a complete
Like,
different, person.
Belong in this direction.
Look, man, words.
So how do they avoid a lawsuit, though? I mean,
I think
ultimately.
They actually got the okay from George Lucas.
Oh,
Did
good.
they? Was
Yeah.
that part of the story? Okay, I didn't know that.
yeah,
You know, George Lucas not the worst guy. I'm kind of realizing lately. I've been reading a lot of interviews with him, like over the last few years. I feel like he's been more like publicly available, like doing interviews and stuff. Not the worst guy. I mean, that whole like ruin your childhood thing. That's that's pretty unforgivable.
Yes,
but
yes.
but other than that, I understand his points. He's like, hey, it's my movie. it's my movie, so I can do what I want. And
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. It's hard to argue with that.
Yeah.
He hasn't sued us yet for talking about his movie.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's coming. no, I'm
Then
just
we'll
kidding.
we'll talk.
On the same Star Wars, theme here, we have a gigantic, well, I should say, almost life-size Stormtrooper cake.
Yes.
I like this. Oh, that's the cake?
That's
Yeah.
the cake.
That's it.
Holy
Yeah.
schmoly. What the?
It was 6 foot and 300 pounds.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I actually
300 pounds?
300 pounds. I interviewed the woman who owns the cake shop who made that.
Is it in San Francisco?
No,
Oh, okay.
Boston, and it's all gone, by the way.
Did
we have a
was for-
slideshow, too,
Yeah.
Did someone at CES attack it and eat it?
No, it was for a sci-fi trade show in Boston, and they asked them to make that cake, and
Oh my God.
yeah, it took 2 weeks, and the whole like bakery
That is
of
amazing.
10 people like
That is
dedicated 2 weeks to
amazing.
that.
How do you do that? How do you sculpt the cake?
You do a lot of
A
fondant.
lot of Rice Krispie treats, a
Oh,
lot of
so
fondant.
they used all the pipes and the.
That was the structure.
Oh, okay. So they had a structure.
Yeah,
Okay, I was
and they
like,
had to
how's that happening?
transport it in like sections to the conference center. or whatever.
Still pretty
Yeah.
amazing.
And she said the most challenging part. Well, there are two things. One was making the cake delicious,
Yeah, right?
and then the second part was the fondant because that's the sugary kind of coating on the outside. But like hanging it vertically, it usually like falls off, so they had to like do it in sections.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but
that's
it's
a lot.
pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's great.
All right, who's next, though? I mean,
I know.
Who's
She
we
wa-
could do a
she
Vader
said-
pick, right? After
yeah.
that?
She wants to work on something for the Hobbit movie next.
Oh.
Yeah. So she's like, get
do we
Peter
say?
Jackson to call us.
Like some life-size dwarves.
Dwarves
Which
or
one would be like
Gandalf.
3 feet tall, 4
Yeah,
feet
it wouldn't
tall?
be
5.
too bad. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a Gandalf would be
Yeah.
kind of cool.
Yeah.
Or a life-size Smog.
Or just like life-size orc. Just be able to kind of hack into an orc.
Ooh, that'd be
Have some
weird.
kind of like bloody cake.
Like some like black licorice juice coming out. That'd be awesome.
Mm.
You could do it.
Some taint. Darkspawn taint. No, it's a fantasy
like,
thing.
I'm not even
It's-
gonna touch
No,
that
I'm
one.
going to
It's a
assume that that's
fantasy-
something and let you have that.
I was mixing Middle Earth with Dragon Age. I'm sorry. That was anyone who knows about Dragon Age knows about the taint,
Didn't even look up.
which is
They do. I
the,
bet they do.
the
Or they might not.
disease.
Actually, I would suspect that most people who are very knowledgeable of Dragon Age probably don't.
No, they know about
Okay.
it. It's a disease. People, get your minds out of the gutters. Sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
Whisk us away into the magical and wonderful world of geek news.
Nice.
Oh!
Wait,
done.
what was the last part? Was he saying something?
Yeah.
I missed that. I was clapping.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Doom.
Ah!
Love it.
Nice.
Great.
Thank you so much, Steven, for doing
Earlier
that.
this morning, do a little refresher on that.
I like that. I like that.
That's
That's
awesome.
something that can be refreshed.
Yeah.
Like every few months or something like that. I mean, depending on your time, Steven. I don't want to put you under pressure, but I appreciate that a lot. And seeing what's his name? Was it Apache Chief?
Yeah,
Come
I
on,
think
that's how do you get?
he grows
I mean,
giant.
Yeah. What did he say? You no joke or something like that, and he would get big. You remember that? He used to say that.
I don't remember him.
You don't
No.
know? Oh, okay. Really?
No.
He was awesome. Not much. Oh no, I'm not gonna say it. This
Don't
week.
say that, yeah, no.
There's tons of stuff in geek news this week. Tons of stuff. First, you can just start playing that clip. I just want to talk about. I finally.
Don't say taint.
I tank gonna say it. No, I finally plucked down the. Well, no, actually, I haven't plucked down anything, but I finally went in and started playing the Old Republic, the Star Wars MMO, the new Star Wars MMO, and I just finished Dragon Age 2. I was really into the whole story and whatever. And this is just a cinema opening because I just want to play that because it looks really cool. And I was really into the story and the kind of way that BioWare does their RPGs is very character focused. You get to make a lot of choices that matter in the game. And I was like, man, I want more of this. So Star Wars has that. I want to play it and, experience that more. And it's the Star Wars universe. Might as well even try it. 30 days for free. Why not, right? And I get in, and it's awesome. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing the Sith Inquisitor. I'm being all dark, making these dark choices, and like at one point, I have to torture this guy. And I have a choice whether I'm going to torture him or not, and I torture him, and I get these dark points, and people are like, "Yes, let the hate flow through you." And
Bring out the robot baby.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you play as an angry Ewok?
No, there's no Ewoks.
Forget, I don't want to hear this. Story.
I know.
Yeah.
I'll stop.
You lost me.
No. I actually haven't seen any Ewoks in the game yet. But anyway, and it was great. Like, it was very story focused. And then the game started to remind me that it's an MMO. And I remembered how much I hated some aspects of MMOs from my experience, my 7 years of playing WoW. Or 6 years of playing WoW. And like last night I was playing. I know it's kind of hard to not look at this because it's pretty awesome. Last night I was playing, and the story is great and all that stuff. You make the choices, but it's too far. And it's not. What am I trying to say? The story is great, but you have to do all the MMO stuff in between the story. So you have to do all this like questing and finding stuff and group it up with people that you hate and don't like, that are rude and all that stuff. And you're trying to solve all these quests or complete all these quests, and there's mobs that are aggroing on you. I know I'm using all these different terminologies. It doesn't matter. People know what I'm saying. All these mobs are aggroing on you, and you're just trying to get back to the main base to turn in the quest. That's all you want to do, but these mobs keep aggroing and keep killing you. It's so frustrating. It's like, what happened to the story? Yeah. All I want is a story, but no, it's an MMO. So I don't know if I'm going to continue playing past the 30 days. I mean, I'll play a little bit more, but the thing that keeps me playing, the thing that keeps everyone playing is that whole that addictive quality of the game, that whole that you get in that dopamine drip. Every time you open up a chest and it's like, oh, I didn't get what I want. Right. I have to try it again. That kind of stuff, and that's why
hitting the little crack button.
Exactly. Oh God, just give it to me.
It almost feels as good as the first time, but not quite. But I gotta keep going back.
Exactly. So that was my experience, and it's funny. My wife came up to me last night as I was playing. She was like, "Oh, honey, you enjoyed your game?"
Sock?
Yeah. Nice. Very nice.
Thank you.
No, she was like, "Oh, honey, you enjoy your game?" I'm like, "Yeah, it's great." She was like, "All right, just don't let it turn into a WoW thing, please."
We just got over that. Can we?
You're so much a better husband since you quit WoW. It's just, can we not go back there? I was like, all right, well, fine. Yeah. But anyway, that was my experience at Old Republic. Also,
I'm happy for you.
No, yeah. Don't be well.
No, it's all right. It's all right. You can leave it at what it doesn't have to be. Resolved.
Yeah, it's not resolved.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys up in a couple of weeks and let you know if I'm going to continue.
Yeah.
Right.
Because you might just be at home.
You're at home.
We'll stage an intervention if after this 30 days you're still
get the call from your wife and
can I do this remotely from my house? Is that possible?
Call it in.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, guys. Sure. This baby robots is great. Anyway. Oh God, I hate this guy. That kind of stuff. Moving on.
All right.
Other geek news.
Yeah.
You guys ever play D&D?
No.
The tabletop game?
I had
the tabletop game, whatever you call it.
Older cousin who was hooked on it. Loved it. But no,
Steven,
I didn't.
Did you ever play?
No.
Oh, okay. So no nerds here, is what you're saying. No real true nerds.
True old school.
We've been exposed.
Except for me, because I used to play the hell out of D&D back in the day when I was like 12.
That's how you got your brain wired for MMOs.
Yeah, I know. And they just announced, Wizard of the Coast, or a couple weeks announced that they're coming out with the 5th edition of the rules. They're receiving a lot of competition, or they're getting a lot of competition because of MMOs, because of games like Warcraft, because of games like Skyrim, where people are just like, well, I don't really need to play this table game, where I can't see anything. I'll just go into this world where everything's done for me. I don't have to listen to some dungeon master make up rules on the fly. I can just play the game and get that kind of fulfillment, that kind of like achievement fulfillment from this thing, instead of going to this other thing where it takes all this planning. I have to get all these people together. But I really hope like these types of games don't go away, because I really the thing about those games is the social aspect. And even in WoW and MMOs, the social aspect was never as it was always about the achievement in WoW. It was always like, we have to kill this thing. This is our goal. We have to do this. And D&D, it was always like, well, let's see what we do if we don't kill this thing. Let's see what happens if, you know, you flirt with this woman or something like that, or we try to talk our way out of this situation or something like that, or not fight, you know, that kind of stuff. And it just,
Plus, when you're actually in a room with people, they can't aggro mob on you. Or whatever your term was, you know, like
behind the computer.
That's so cute.
Yeah, but I mean, it's true. I mean, you're actually face to face with people. It's a totally different dynamic than when
than
it is
hiding behind your computer.
Exactly, and we would plan stuff. We would take like 15, 20 minutes. All right, stuff's going on. Let's plan this out and see what happens. We take the time to plan.
Right.
It was fun, man. It was great. So I hope those games don't go.
So new rules. What are the new rules? Yeah. How are they adapting to this?
Well, the unique thing that they're doing is they're actually getting feedback from the community. They're gonna have this really long playtesting time to kind of get feedback from the community so that like the community can be very much involved in the direction that the new D&D goes. Because one of the things about me not playing D&D today, the reason I don't play it, because all my friends used to play with, you know, they're all married, they have kids. There's no time. It takes a lot of planning, and for the dungeon master especially, he has to plan all this stuff out. And if you have 2 kids, you don't really have time to do that kind of stuff. So I'm hoping that it goes in the direction of not requiring so much planning. You can just kind of drop in, get in there, have your fun, and drop out. So that's what I'm hoping for. So we'll see. That's going to be an ongoing thing. So
all right,
interesting.
Yeah, pretty interesting. Oscar nods came out today, guys. Yes. I like that face you're making right now. You're making the Rise of the Planet of the Apes face, but Andy Serkis did not get nominated. He got snubbed once again.
Damn.
On the Oscar nods. This year not that exciting for me. There's a few Oscar nominations that I'm pretty happy with. I was glad Jonah Hill and Brad Pitt got nominated for Moneyball, because that may be my favorite movie of the year. Have you guys seen it?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's so good. It was so well written. It's the Sorkin. Is it Sorkin? No. Who does the writing for West Wing?
Is it
the guy did the. Is this?
I think it is Sorkin. I
Yeah.
think you're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he did the writing for The Social Network. He did the screenplay
Sorkin,
for
I think.
I feel like okay. Well, whoever did the writing for that guy wrote it and stuff, and
Aaron
just
Sorkin.
Yeah, okay, Aaron Sorkin. So the writing is great. It's quick. It's very witty. The story, I knew the story, and yet I was still on the edge of my seat.
Yeah.
Like at the end, it was like, oh, are they gonna change it? Because this looks like they're gonna change it. It was so good. So I really hope that at least one of those guys, or at least a movie, gets some recognition other than the nomination. Other than that, it was like the top. I'll go through the top 10 films that got nominated right quick, if I can find them right quick. Best Picture: The Artist, The Descendants, Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close, The Help, Hugo, Midnight in Paris, Moneyball, The Tree of Life, and War Horse.
God, I gotta see more movies.
I was going to say
right?
this list only tells me I haven't gotten it.
I've actually only seen 2 of these movies on this list. I've only seen Moneyball and Midnight in Paris. I want to see Hugo. I want to see Tree of Life. I kind of want to see War Horse. I don't want to see Help. I don't want to see The Artist. I'll see The Artist. I'll see everything else on there, because Gary Oldman's awesome, Extremely Loud, Incredibly Close. And The Descendants, I heard it's kind of overrated. Molly Wood was actually saying something about that on Twitter. But anyway, we started watching The Tree of Life a couple of weeks ago, or a couple of days ago, and is a little too Terrence Malick for my wife. If you've ever seen a Terrence Malick movie, they can be pretty abstract, and not very dialogue heavy, and just kind of a lot of images and a lot of weird camera stuff going on. And so she didn't want to finish that, so I'll have to finish that on my own.
Whoa.
Anyway, I'm talking a lot.
Yes,
sorry
right.
about that. So you guys excited about the Oscars at all? No? You guys don't care, right?
Well, it's just going to serve to remind me how little of a active social life / movie viewing life I have.
Yeah.
I don't need that.
Yeah.
Don't shame me.
Right.
Don't make me
I'm
feel
not going
bad
to
in
see
my
them.
own
I'm
home.
sorry.
Yeah. I'm no longer in tune with the zeitgeist, the pop culture zeitgeist.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. You look like you're okay.
I'll see the movies 2 years from now, and no one will care.
Yeah.
And they'll be
no
like,
one discuss
"Guys."
them with.
Late to the
Watch
party
it, yeah.
on Twitter. But
But that's like
Moneyball, for my money,
really good.
for my money, Moneyball is the best picture of the year. That came out 2 years ago, though. Well, that's my money.
Yeah, so expect that.
Yeah.
2 years from now.
All right, cool. And lastly, in geek news, you want to throw up that image? I grew up
Whoa.
reading the X-Men.
I can understand why a young impressionable mind would read a comic
And
like
in
this.
the 90s, this character, Elizabeth Braddock, also known as Psylocke, was turned into, like, before she was like this kind of meekish. She wore this full
Is her
body
special
suit.
power her ability to fart out robots? What is that picture showing?
Yes,
Oh my
no, you
God.
should go back to that. She was a telepath, but she was very kind of meekish. She wore this like pink suit, like full body suit that
Yeah.
covered her whole body. And then when she went through the Siege Perilous, she actually got remade
Okay.
as a Japanese assassin chick that wore that outfit. And instead of doing like instead of like using her telepathy or whatever, she had this psionic knife thing that she would like, hit dudes with and all that kind of stuff. And she wore that outfit. And as an impressionable young 14-year-old, Elizabeth Braddock, also known as Psylocke, made a very strong impression on me.
Yeah.
And Marvel actually released that. The only reason I'm saying this because Marvel actually, they don't usually do this with a lot of panels, but they actually made a GIF out of that panel and was like and released it. And for some reason, and yeah, this is what people have been doing with it, and stuff like this. And the one above it is even worse. It's
No, the one below it.
Yeah,
That's just.
so yeah. So I just want to bring a little attention to Psylocke, one of my all-time favorite Marvel characters.
attention.
And she's not that interesting, but she's pretty awesome.
She made
at the
an
same
impression.
time.
Made an
Just saying
impression
that. And that's what we'll end Geek News this
Okay.
week.
No, I think you covered all the bases.
Yeah. I think so.
Perf quotient.
Yep.
Yeah,
pretty
for
much.
sure.
All right, cool. Success.
Met.
That's it.
Great success.
That's our show.
All right.
You should check out our Crave blog. You can find it at this thing right here, crave.cnet.com or cnet.com/crave or news.cnet.com.
That's great.
Many different
ways. You
Yeah.
could Google it, and it
could
would probably
Google it.
take you right there.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
What would they Google? Crave?
Crave.
Just Crave, you think? That'll come up?
Yeah.
If
gonna try
Google's
it right
already
now.
identified you as a geek, then probably,
Okay.
you know.
All right.
But we don't own crave.com.
We don't.
I forget what has it.
It does come up first.
Don't find.
Oh, it does?
Don't go
Okay.
looking for
Okay.
it. Don't give them the money. Give us
Google
the money.
Crave, guys. Just Google. Just do it.
Do it.
Maybe you'll find us.
Yeah.
You'll find us next week. Is where you'll find us
Oh.
on Tuesdays, same time. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.